performative. It's performative. It's performative. It's performative. You perform for 24 hours. Anything. Perform it for 24 hours. Right. Because all I would have is, I am not throwing away my shit.
Somebody sat right there and said, well, I don't see how Cory Booker can talk for 24 hours straight. Like, who can really do that? Me.
Of this filibuster, right? And if he wants any chance of keeping this thing going, he needs a praying grandmother.
What is good, you guys, and welcome on another episode. How are you guys doing? I hope you all are doing great. And if you are joining for the very first time, thank you as well for being here today. And please feel free to join the conversation in the comment section. Today we are going to be talking about Cory Booker because I think this is the name all over my FYP on TikTok for the past 24 hours. And now this man has broken the record, and the fact that he has snatched this position from a racist man even makes it very interesting. Cory Booker went on a 25 hours no interruption filibuster speech where he talks about how the administration in the United States is affecting the people, even reading the letters that the people who are currently in pain sending, and how effect that this administration is currently having on the people of the United States. But this went on for 25 hours, and Democrats were so in support, rooting for this man. But the people who have been screaming that Democrats should do something, they should say something, the people who have been screaming, where is Kamala Harris, the very first thing that they had to say about this man's filibuster speech is that it is performative. They're having so many negative things to say. Some are even saying this is not the right time, this is not the time that we need a filibuster speech. That man stood there for 25 hours on his flat feet, literally enlightening the people about what the current administration is doing, and as well the effect that this is going to have in the lives of the people in the country. Well, the very first thing that they are coming at this man for is that what he is doing is actually performative. Democrats are saying, we thought you all wanted us to talk, and now that someone is talking, you guys have a problem. I want us to get into what the people are saying, because Americans are reacting to him breaking this record. But if you are wondering what a filibuster speech is, it happens when a bill is about to be signed and the senators stand by delaying the bill being signed with unlimited debate. So this is what a filibuster is in a very simple explanation. So senator can take on the ground to debate just to delay the passing of that bill. I have put together what the people of America are having to say about Cory's filibuster speech. So without wasting much time, let's get straight into it.
Just like that, Senator Cory Booker from my great state of New Jersey breaks the record for the longest floor speech at over 25 hours. What I really want to talk about is the bigger elephant in the room, where people are calling his speech performative. The reason why I have a big problem with that is because a lot of people don't really know history, and a lot of people don't know what a filibuster even is. If you go to the United States Senate website, you can actually read about the history of filibusters and cloture. Filibusters is what allows a senator to stand on the floor and actually obstruct, delay, and stop the passage of any bills that come to the floor. And they do this by having unlimited debate. But cloture is what stops the filibuster. So basically, 60 senators need to come together and vote to stop the endless debate, which is the filibuster. And that would be called cloture. I can read all about it and the history about it, but I want to highlight two specific things. One, filibusters proved to particularly be useful to Southern senators who sought to block civil rights legislation, including anti-lynching bills. It wasn't until 1964 that the Senate successfully overcame a filibuster to pass major civil rights legislation. So number one, that's the history of filibusters. You gotta understand that this man, Strom Thurmond, who was born in 1902 and died in 2003, former governor of South Carolina and also former senator, held the record for the longest filibuster at 24 hours and 18 minutes on August 28, 1957, where he was filibustering the Civil Rights Act of 1957. That context gives you how important this moment actually was. The fact that a black senator, Cory Booker, could sit up there and talk for 25 hours, breaking the record of a racist title holder who used the filibuster to stop civil rights legislation from passing, and instead use this moment to raise awareness for all the cuts that are about to impact millions of people in this country, because they're trying to cut your Social Security, your Medicare, your Medicaid, your education funding, and your food stamps. Which brings me to my second point. A lot of you bitches are talking about, oh, this is performative. Oh, no, you just don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yes, the filibuster is used to stop legislation from happening. And a lot of people are like, but there was no legislation on the floor. Why the fuck is he even doing this? Real history was that during the 1930s, Senator Huey P. Long effectively used the filibuster against bills that he thought favored the rich over the poor. And also in the 1950s, Oregon Senator Wayne Morse famously used the filibuster to educate the public on issues he considered to be of national interest. Filibuster is not just used to stop legislation from going through. It can also be used as a powerful platform to be able to put in forefront of people's minds the issues at hand. Cory Booker just broke the record for the longest floor speech, and he used all the media attention that was behind it to be able to bring back to the national conversation the fact that these motherfuckers are trying to cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, education funding, and food stamps. He uplifted the stories of people who will be impacted by all of these cuts to their benefits. He didn't just get media attention. He also went live on all the platforms, getting over 250 million likes on TikTok and over 85,000 people watching concurrently. That was the power. That was the point. And that was the fucking purpose.
I got emotional watching Cory Booker break the record. And I know people were like, well, it's technically not a filibuster, so he won't break the record. But like they said it, the Senate said he broke that record. And there's just a lot of feelings, right? Because I know people are saying like it's performative, it's whatever, it's this, it's that. But like, no, that was a real act of resistance on a lot of different levels. He was disrupting business as usual in the Senate. That is important. That's what we wanted the Democrats to do, right? So he did that. And while he did it, he talked for over 24 hours, an entire fucking day, about the devastating effects of the current Trump administration and the fucking violence that the Republicans are waging across America and across the fucking world. He was reading out letters and emails and phone calls from constituents who were angry and sharing their fucking pain in this moment. Also, the record he broke took away this fucking line item that this one racist ass senator had to filibuster the Civil Rights Act. Think about that. At this moment in time, where the Trump administration, where Republicans are actively targeting the history of marginalized people, but specifically the history of Black people in this country, Cory Booker just erased the name of a fucking racist from history. As a Black man standing up for American citizens against a white supremacist administration. If you can't see at least that as a form of resistance, I don't know what to tell you except for that you might be fucking racist. Like, I'm happy about this little small victory, but I was also pissed watching this because I was just thinking, oh my God, if the left had just really come together in solidarity and without a doubt had voted in Kamala Harris, had voted in a blue Congress and a blue Senate, Cory Booker and other senators could be working on real progress right now, instead of just trying to protect us in any way fucking possible from the violent regression of the Republicans in the Trump administration. I'm very proud of Cory Booker. I'm very proud of the Democrats for standing up. I'm proud to be a Democrat at this moment. I just have a lot of mixed feelings constantly about anything that happens under this fucked up administration. But fuck yeah, Cory Booker erased a fucking racist name from history. We never have to remember that motherfucker ever again.
And shout out to Mr. Cory Booker, who booked it to the Senate floor and did a record-breaking filibuster, 24 plus hours straight. Leslie Knope could never. Cory! That's what I'm talking about. Shake up, shaking the table, as you should. And to those of y'all who even in a moment like this are still complaining, oh, it's performative, oh, it doesn't mean anything. Even you complainers rest. I've never seen you all complain 24 plus hours straight. So if this is a performance, stellar. Give him his Oscar immediately. Y'all don't even commit to the bid that bad. I don't want to hear it. My ears don't work anymore. I don't want to hear any complaints in this moment, okay? Who knows what kind of impact this will have long term when it comes to laws being passed in the Senate and such. Who knows? Who knows? But at least he's doing something. At least we got to see some dedication in the form of standing and talking 24 plus hours nonstop. I love to see it, and quite frankly, I want to see more of it. Congrats to you, Cory. Get you some water, a little leg of foot rest, and get you a nap. Amen.
Cory Booker is doing exactly what we need more politicians to do, to stand radically in favor of the people that support them. And let me also just say that although everything he is doing is nonviolent and well within his rights as a politician, we all have seen what this administration does. they are going to, one, try and silence him. They're going to do everything within their power to make sure that he is not allowed to speak again after this. And two, they are going to, in some way, shape, or form, try to make him seem like a threat to society or a dangerous person. I think what we need to be doing as a society is using our voice to make sure that we're speaking out against any form of silencing that could possibly happen to him. But I also think that if there are people who are out there who are lawyers, who do security work, finding ways to keep this man safe once he gets off that stage. Finding ways to make sure that he has everything he needs, because they are absolutely going to be putting him under attack after what he's done. And if other Democrats don't speak up and stand behind him, they are going to continue to be the problem.
Senator Cory Booker did it. He broke the fucking filibuster. He was there over 24 hours and 18 minutes, and he is still there right now. I think he may be pushing for a full 26 hours, and I'm not mad at him. Thank you, Senator Cory Booker. You are the first one to step up and hold the Senate hostage, to let everybody know what the hell is going on in this country. Because the Republican senators, they don't care about America. They only care about pleasing Trump. That's all they care about. They care about making this man happy, and they will stay on their knees as long as possible for him to get off. We appreciate you standing up for the Democrats. We appreciate you standing up for the minorities in this country. We appreciate you standing up and using your goddamn voice when other people will hide from this man and act like nothing is going wrong in this country. If we allow this man to have the power that he has, he's going to ruin America for everybody, including the Republican MAGA cult that follows him. Thank you. And for every senator that stood behind him and kept asking questions and kept giving him breaks to catch his breath, thank you. Thank you for rotating out. Thank you for standing up with him. We see the unity. Now y'all need to start fighting a little bit more dirtier, okay? Y'all need to start getting in the mud with them. That's all I got to say. Thank y'all.
Maybe this shit is all a performance, but damn it, at least it's a good one. I know we want so desperately for us to live in a day where everybody is either Malcolm X, Angela Davis, or Assata Shakur, but right now, Cory Booker ain't that bad. Unpopular opinion, but we can acknowledge when something is a good thing, even if it's not a great thing. The dismantling of our intersectional oppression will require a intersectional uprising. And what I mean by that is there's work to be done on Capitol Hill. There's work to be done in the streets, in the communities. There's work to be done in Palestine, in Congo, in Sudan, in Haiti. There's work to be done in the churches. There's work to be done in the classroom. And we can't fault motherfuckers for standing where they stand. Matter of fact, we should support one another. Now, all that being said, this ain't no kumbaya shit where we just forget that motherfuckers who have been proclaiming revolution, who we have been using as inspiration for our movements, have simultaneously been taking money under the table. Word to AOC and Marvin Sapp. Maybe this is just projection because I'm fighting some of these thoughts within myself, but it's okay in moments like these to think that what Cory Booker is doing is okay.
Cory Booker, the senator from New Jersey, is a man of the people. He is at 22 hours and counting with his filibuster currently in Senate. The longest filibuster on record right now is in 1957 from Storm Thurmond, who went for 24 hours and 7 minutes. Cory Booker is looking like he's tired, but he is still going. He is fighting for the American people and standing up for what's right and with law and the respect of law. Cory is using this filibuster to disrupt the operations as normal and show that the Democrats can actually fight and do have a fight. And what's currently unfolding to be a fascist dictatorship in America. And this is the strongest and the actual only fight I've seen from Democrats in the past 4 years, to be honest. So kudos to you, Cory Booker. Kudos to you, my guy. Keep going.
Okay, so Cory Booker is on 22 hours of this filibuster, right? And if he wants any chance of keeping this thing going, he needs a praying grandmother. He needs to tap in a praying grandmother, specifically one from Thanksgiving. And someone needs to interrupt her 3 times. 3 times so she has to start the prayer over it so she can complain about everybody's ungrateful in the house. That's who Cory Booker needs to keep this thing going. Matter of fact, he needs to build a 4x4 team. He needs to build his 4x4 that's going to get this filibuster keep going. After the praying grandmother, right, she takes a break, he needs to tap in a hotep on the corner. A hotep on the corner with a microphone standing in the little karaoke machine that they get from Bargain Land. Matter of fact, he needs this motherfucker, this one right here with the pink boxes selling bean pie. That is going to get him through this filibuster. This one has a second leg right here. They be out there for hours, sunshine and rain. The fortitude between the praying grandma and them, the filibuster's not going anywhere. After the praying grandma and the hotep man with the pink box and the microphone stand up there for as long as they do, because they're gonna be up there for hours, you need a strong third leg. And a strong third leg that hit that corner good, any braider. Specifically someone who braids small micro braids down past the waist. The fortitude that those quads and hands and legs have, they can stand there for hours and keep themselves occupied. The braider is going to hold down the force. That is the sneak attack right there, sneak attack. And every 4x4 needs a strong anchor. We know that, right? The anchor will be yours truly. Cory Booker needs to get Marvin Sapp in there. Marvin needs to be there, because what did he say? He said, Usher, close the doors. Close the doors. Marvin will get some laws passed that he's not even filibustering. They might write new laws if Marvin is there. I think Cory Booker has a good chance to have this 4x4 filibuster make it to nationals, internationals, the Olympics of filibustering. I think that is the strongest team he's got if he wants this shit to go for weeks.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've never really been a fan of Cory Booker. I don't think he's like a bad Democrat. I think he's done some okay stuff. I just think there's just more progressive people, since that's what we kind of need. But I will give him credit where credit is due. He has been doing a filibuster for almost 24 hours now. For those who skipped out on 10th grade AP Gov, a filibuster is when a member of Congress can basically either delay a bill or just imprison you by talking nonstop. And they can't sit down unless someone else takes their place, and they can't use the bathroom unless someone else takes their place, and they just keep going and going and going to prove a point. If you heard me say that and thought to yourself, that sounds fucking insane, it is. Only someone who really cares or is extremely bought out would do. Typically Congress members just kind of sit on their ass and don't do anything. So for someone to talk for hours and hours and keep themselves and other congressmen trapped inside of a building means that they care about what's going on. It's actually one of the few cool things that a congressperson can do. Honestly, hats off to Cory Booker. We need more of this. We need more Democrats to fight. We need more fight, because we can't let this administration just fuck up this country and, just let it go unnoticed or unheard.
Cory Booker fucking did it. I mean, he talked on the Senate floor for over 24 hours. He's almost at 24 and a half hours, and he's still going. Not only that, he broke the TikTok live record with over 300 million likes. The previous record was around 50 million. At least 190,000 people were watching his live. And what's crazy about this is that even at hour 24, he was still more coherent than the sitting president of the United States. I could not do what he just did. I cannot stay awake for 24 hours, let alone stand for 24 fucking hours. I think this was the jolt that the Democratic Party needed. We've been asking, where are our senators, where are our representatives? And very few have said anything over the past few months. And the energy and support shown to Cory Booker today was amazing. The next question is, where do we go from here? Hopefully this will encourage more senators and representatives to speak out about how terrible the Donald Trump administration has been. This hopefully is just a...
What do you guys think about what these people have to say, and what do you think about Cory Booker literally breaking this record? I love how so many of those black people are bringing up the conversation of how he actually needs a praying grandmother, because they already know how these things goes. It is a sad one. Black people are bringing up the conversation of how his security should be the hotmost thing right now. They're going to try to silence him. They're going to try to make sure he doesn't talk. They're going to try to make him seems like a threat to the society. Like, so many of these points are sad, but it is actually the truth. It is the truth. I think I see so many people in the comment section as well saying yes, he actually needs a praying grandmother and as well a good security, because yes, they can see him as a threat. It's already even been shown online because there's so many Republicans now saying that it's just being performative. This is not what they need. They are saying the dumbest things ever. Like they are just trying to say something bad to make it seem like what he did was just like an ordinary thing, like it's not even something that we need at this point. They're trying to cancel this man's effort because they are beginning to see it, or try to notice it as a threat, which people brought up has a point as well. So let me hear what you guys think about Filibuster's speech. He took out time to read the messages and letters from people who are going through so much pain in this moment, which I think that's the part that I actually love the most. It's a very long one, so yes, and he broke the record of, is it the most liked stream on TikTok? I think about 300, over 300 million likes as well. It is groundbreaking work. This person said, honestly, Booker is very good at speaking. Sometimes it is frustrating. This wasn't one of those times. He took what he's good at and ran with it. And every single person have one thing that they are good with. If every one of us is allowed to use that thing that we are good with and come together, there is going to be a lot of progress. This one said, I'm tired of all the rhetoric of the Democrats are toxic, that the Democrats can't do anything. Our hands are tied. Then this creator replied and said, they have the president, House, Senate, and Scottish. Like, what do people want them to do? Not saying they are perfect, but this was a very acceptable move. They are already having a problem with the fact that this man broke that record. This one said it doesn't really matter because this two-party system is broken. It feels like a shame to me because if they were really strong, we wouldn't be here. Another one said the performative assumption has to stop though. I understand why some of you believe this thought process. No one does 18 plus hours filibuster speech for performance. That's just not how it works. Because they are saying it's just being performative. This is just a performance. Please, nobody should fall for this. We're not going to fall for this. This is not what we need at the moment. That man was standing on his flat toes for 25 hours. Maybe someone else should do it. People screaming at the top of their lungs, saying it's performative, it's performative. I feel like in order for them to make that point, they can even just attempt a 15-hour. Like, they don't have to even go as high as 25 hours. They can attempt a 15 hours to let us know that, yes, truly, what Cory did is performative. Because, yes, this man did a very big thing. The fact that he snatched that position from a racist man, another reason why this is groundbreaking. People are saying the Democrats have been quiet, they are resting, they are not doing this and that, they are not speaking up. And millions of them have been online searching for Kamala Harris, and now that someone is speaking up, they said it is performative. So if they are damned if they do it, they're damned if they don't. So let me hear what you guys think about this whole conversation. But Democrats are really rooting for Cory Booker, and as well speaking up about the security and the safety of this man, which I think it is actually needed, judging from history and from the way things always turn out. Let me hear what you all think about this whole conversation. I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Bye.